Feeney of Boy Meets World. I also do not know that. And multiple Oscar-winning, I didn't go to the movies, Biodome. What a wonderful time. Today, Trace plans to steer clear of nostalgia and evaluate Rick. Please welcome Trace Helms.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Over 10 albums. The only song I've ever heard is Yellow Ledbetter from Pearl Jam.
Not even on an album.
He does. I'm a musician, so talking about Pearl Jam and hearing your speech, to me, this whole concept of music is pure ataraxia. Now, let me start off by talking about your prose. First off, you had a great structure. You said, I love Pearl Jam. I want to tell you about Pearl Jam. And then you went through the history of them. You started back when they formed in Seattle, how they started making the whole Seattle grunge scene. You went through to their legal battles with Ticketmaster. And throughout the speech, you went further and further into their timeline. And then you closed at the end, saying, this was Pearl Jam. They were awesome. Thank you. You didn't use any jargon. You used correct grammar. You had a couple ahs and ums, but for the most part, your sentences were very well structured. And they were short, concise, to the point. There was no unnecessary jargon. And your notes, you only looked down when you were reading quotes, I noticed. Which is good, because the rest of your speech you weren't using the notes. You were standing here talking, then, oh, it's quote time. Read the quote. And granted, they were kind of larger quotes, but maybe you could start to wean away from notes in the future. I know memorizing a long quote is tough. I don't have anything to memorize here, but maybe that's something you could start practicing like a week or so in advance. Your intro, I think you had a good intro, but before you got to the intro, you came up here and tried to squeeze in the word of the day. And if you could have taken that and held it for later, it would have made the intro, one, much more powerful, and two, your use of the word of the day would have been a little more consistent. The rhetorical devices, this was how to say it, and I didn't really notice that you were using rhetorical devices. Things like similes, metaphors, alliteration, and triads. And once again, I think it was a very great speech, but the purpose was to get and use rhetorical devices, which I didn't catch any. So maybe in the future, try to use more similes. They were the greatest rock band, like my sandwich yesterday. I don't know, anything. And lastly, more vocal variety. I'm not sure if you were nervous, but for one of your favorite bands, I thought you should be a little more excited about it. And like screaming like, oh my god, Pearl Jam is on 5 times, they're awesome. Something, you know, just a little more, we're all friends here, we're not gonna throw stuff at you. Maybe Jim might. But just try to come alive a little more. And I think you had really great content, but seeing the passion was a little tough for us. Since you said they were the greatest rock band from the 90s, I have to take issue with that because I'm a musician. I have a list here of other Tool, Muse, Dream Theater, Fish, Government Mule, and Cake. Just what I could think of since you gave the speech. But overall, fantastic speech. So then,
We'll have a discussion later.
okay. So anyways, thank you. Looking forward to more.